How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do a meta update for the week before the 200 YCSs. We got one in South America, North America and Europe. The one in Europe I'm going to be attending is in London. It's pretty crazy. It's going to be the last European YCS of the season. We also got a YCS in Philadelphia come May. However, it is the crunch time for us in Europe. It's the last YCS of the season. And then we've got nationals and then Euros. So this season's been pretty crazy. It's come and gone. It's gone really quick. So yeah, we're coming towards the latter stages of the season. And yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. If you guys are attending and you want to understand sort of the metagame, hopefully I can give you guys a bit more insight. We've had a bunch of regionals happening across the weekend in Europe and North America. So we've got a big bunch of data to look at. Before we start though, guys, check out my website, nddgamestcg.com. Also check out my team Shift, and our sponsor, Card Gaming. Also, I'm just fresh off the back of a regional top. I come third on the weekend at Norwich Regional playing Kashtira. If you want to know my matchups, it's on my Twitter, so check out my Twitter. But yeah, it was quite a small regional. It was pretty far away from where I live normally, but I was staying with my team for the weekend, just doing some testing and stuff ahead of the YCS. So yeah, I got some last minute testing done, sort of tweaked the list a bit, and yeah, it was a good result. So only a couple more regionals now. Last European YCS, got to try and make it count, you know. But but yeah, it's been quite a long season, but it's come and gone pretty quick. So in terms of data, I've got a section on my website in news and articles where I post weekly updates for the meta. So if we scroll down here, so we got the standings from Norwich Regional, which was 55 players, 6 rounds of Swiss, and top 8 were 8th Labyrinth, 7th was Live Twin Sprite, 6th was Kashtira, 5th was Pure Sprite, 4th was Adventure Sprite, 3rd was Kashtira, 2nd was Adventure Sprite, and 3rd was Mathmech. So we have 3 Sprite in Top Cut with 2 Kashtira. Sorry, we have 4 Sprite in top cut, or not top cut, but top 8. 1 Mathmech, and yeah, 1 Labyrinth, 2 Kashtira. So yeah, this is the breakdown for the weekend. Obviously 19 tops for Kashtira, 11 for Sprite, 7 for Mathmech, 6 for Branded, 4 for Sword Soul, and then the rest is like Labyrinth, Runic, Trap Trick, Dragon Link, Drytron, Nichiria. So takeaways from this, Kashtira is still the most represented deck. I think that's probably going to stay the same for the next couple of weeks until we get a format change, because Kashtira sort of has a really good matchup against Branded, decent matchup against Runic. Birth itself is like really oppressive in those matchups. Arise Heart in itself is very oppressive. That's purely because why I'm playing the deck in the moment. It's not a secret that I've been playing the deck for a while, but yeah, I think Arise Heart is a very oppressive card. The fact that it just gives you a Macrocosmos, it can give you follow-up by banishing Big Bang or Theosis. It's a targeting removal, banish face down, disruption. It's a very oppressive card, and a lot of people are teching to just out that card specifically, as well as the 5-zone lock, which isn't a secret either. That is one of the most oppressive things in the format. And having Kashtira just do that naturally, yeah, it's a bit oppressive, and I think you have to respect the fact that it is the most represented deck. Although it does have its consistency issues, at the same time, all the rest of the decks aren't great either, which brings us to a format where it's really difficult to decide how to deck build because there's so many options. Looking at the data for this week, we noticed that Mathmech was on a bit of a rise. I think it won 2 regionals on the weekend. So obviously, yeah, shout out to Septo. This is the guy that creates all the data for these. So shout out to him. I've got a source link here if you want to check it out on my website. But yeah, this is just some screenshots and stuff, and obviously the data from the regional I attended. But yeah, if we look at some of the results on the weekend, I believe Mathmech got top 4 at a regional in Belgium. It got top 4 at another regional in Belgium. I think it's... Let's have a look. Yeah, top 4 in the German Open. Yeah, obviously won the Norwich one. It got top 8 in a French regional. So yeah, pretty decent weekend for Mathmech players. I think the deck's really, it is very good. It is like very good for this format. But again, it has its issues against Kashtira going second. Going first, I think it has a decent matchup against Kashtira because it can generate a lot of card advantage. I think when you're generating card advantage against Kashtira and you stop them from utilising like a burst as follow-up, it's really difficult for Kashtira to win because the card advantage it generates isn't great when your opponent has a lot more interruptions and a lot more cards than you. So yeah, I think Metagame is probably decently well positioned. Whether I think it's the best deck for London or the 250th in general, it's difficult to say really. I think one deck that I really did underestimate was Sprite. I think on my last meta update I said the Sprite was pretty bad. Turns out it won the YCS. That I said it was bad. So pretty typical from me. But I think with Sprite it's really consistent. Like some of my teammates were playing it. I saw some guys playing it at the regional as well. I think I played 2 Sprite decks and it looked like a really consistent deck. Really can utilize a lot of non-engine. Sprint is like such a powerful card. When Elf was a thing, it was like Sprint is, the little brother, right, to Elf. But turns out the Sprint all along was a very strong card. The fact that it can send cards like Angler, it can generate more advantage, it can give you a disrupt. It's good for your placement for double cross. I think one card to take away from the weekend, or one engine, was the popularity of the Adventure engine in Sprite. A lot of people are just playing like 44, 46, some lists are playing like 48, 46, 44, some are playing like 42. I don't think I've seen any under 42, but yeah, that's just something to take away from the YCS. If you're playing your opponent and you can ask for their deck count legally before the match starts, and they say it's over 40, like 44 or 46, 48, you could potentially think that they're playing Sprite. So that's just something to take away. But again, some lists are playing, like 40, like Runic Sprites, I think, at the moment. So yeah, it's really difficult to put a stamp on Sprite, but it's definitely a lot more popular and a lot better than what I thought it was originally. I think that's probably because all the decks really aren't that good in general. So it's, yeah, a bit of a wide format, not the format we really wanted come the ban list. When this time a couple of months ago, it was just pre-Photon Hypernova, it was just Tia, right? It was Tia, Flunder, Sprite. And it was really, I quite enjoyed playing that format because it's really, although deck building wasn't a thing, you just didn't really need to innovate on deck building. It was a really easy tournament to play. A lot of us have jobs in the week, so we can't all test as much as we'd like to. A lot of us have lives, unfortunately, outside of the game, so it's really difficult to test for these really diverse open formats with hundreds and different of interactions. But yeah, we do as best we can, and this is sort of the data that I think will be really beneficial for you guys come the weekend. And yeah, I think my predictions, I think there's going to be, so in South America, I think a Sprite deck will win it. In America and Europe, I think Cash 2 is going to win it. So that's my predictions for the 250th YCSs. If you're attending one, let me know where you're going. It's going to be an awesome weekend for Yu-Gi-Oh! It's going to be, pretty crazy prizes on the line. Last regional for the World's playoff points. Anyone in contention for top 16 playoff, all battling it out at the 250th YCS. The one in London is going to be absolutely massive. So much on the line for the competitive players, and even for casual players. We get an awesome, amazing playmat just for turning up. We get the fantastic 250th YCS playmat, which is all the prize cards in the history of the game. So yeah, really looking forward to picking that up and keeping it steals. Probably never going to touch it. Hopefully one day when I stop playing, I'll look back on all the mats and frame them, and I think that'll be one of them just to keep as a collection standpoint. But yeah, I hope you all enjoy your weekends, and hope your preparation is all intact. Hope this video sort of helps you, my thoughts on the format, and let me know your comments, let me know your thoughts. I'd really love to hear what you guys think about the format. Check me out on my socials, check out my Team Shift, check out our sponsor, Spark Card Gaming, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.